It is time for us to right our errors and our wrongs.
Yes.
There is plenty of reason for us to take this personal. Because Kwame Nkrumah is watching us right now.
Welcome to Vox Africa News, your trusted source for bold, authentic, and Pan-African storytelling. If you believe in Africa's right to chart its own course, in the strength of our unity, and the urgency of reclaiming our collective future, then you're in the right place. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected to stories that speak truth to power. And remember, your voice matters, so engage respectfully in the comments below. We want to hear from you. Disclaimer. The views expressed in this report are intended for informational and educational purposes only. They do not necessarily reflect the official stance of Vox Africa News. This platform is committed to balanced journalism that respects community standards and encourages constructive discourse. On May 25, in commemoration of Africa Liberation Day, the streets of Accra, Ghana, pulsed with renewed purpose as thousands participated in a powerful march titled Walk with Ibrahim Traoré. The event brought together citizens under banners of unity, sovereignty, and Pan-African solidarity. Chants of "Hands off Ibrahim Traoré, Africa Unite," and Pan-Africanism now echoed across the capital.
Africa unite, cause we're moving right out of Babylon, and we're proving to how our slave. How good and how pleasant it would be before God and man to see the unification of all Rasta man. As it's been said,
Not as mere slogans, but as demands for dignity and self-determination. This was not just a protest. It was a symbolic uprising, a call for African ownership over its future. But
Wrong. It is time for us to right our errors and our wrongs.
Yes.
There is plenty of reason for us to take this personal. Because Kwame Nkrumah is watching us right now. Yes. And he said, if you want to be free as Ghanaians, show me that you have changed.
Yes.
Right now. Show me that your mentality is different. It is our time. There is a new Casablanca group, and it is called the Sahel. And Chad is rising to join.
Yes.
Senegal is rising to join.
Yes.
And as this man, Ibrahim Traoré, survives, more will join. We have a president that says, I see Congo. And when I get things stabilized here, we go into Congo. How many African presidents have said that?
No.
We have a president that says, I see Sudan. And when I get things straight in Burkina Faso, we go into Sudan. How many African presidents are talking like that?
No one.
So if we keep this man alive and protect this man with our lives, this man is setting the blueprint for the united Africa that Kwame Nkrumah always wanted.
Yes. Yes.
We must be willing to die for him, but we must also be willing to live for him.
Yeah.
Make this message and make this name known all around.
Ibrahim Traoré, if anything should happen to him, the entire world will have to deal with that. The youth. Hands off Africa! Africa must be free! Hands off Africa! Africa must be free! So we are here today as an AU Day, not for joke.
Not at all.
We are here to send a message to the entire world that we are ready for them. An eye for an eye, a boot for boot. You kill one, we kill 10,000. You kill one, we kill 1,000. And no government of Africa can stop us. Because this is the revolution of the people.
Exactly.
we are not going back. What belongs to Africa must belong to us.
Exactly.
Years ago, I asked my wife.
Power to Africa. Long live Africa. Back power to Africa. And to the imperialists and the West, finally, we appreciate America so much. We appreciate Donald Trump for so much, for telling us the truth, that indeed we are worthless, that indeed we can't do it, that indeed, I quote him, and respectfully apologize to Africans that really understand who they are, for me quoting this statement made by the delusional president of America, Donald Trump, that we are shitholes. Indeed, we want to clear our shithole. You know what? Back off. Let us clean our mess. Maybe it is somebody who did the mess, but we are ready to clear the mess. Allow us to clear the mess. Stay out. But we are telling them, today, they should go read the history. I know it is really ringing in their minds. There are a lot of videos saying it, that Africans are where we are now because they are not ready to allow us get to where we need to get to. And they use the army. And I say, the greatest weapon of the West today is not the missiles and the bombs and the other things they use. The greatest weapon is misinformation. African youth, wise up. Let them know that eyes are watching, ears are listening, brains are processing, and we are beginning to see who we are, and we will get there. And when the time comes, the color will speak for itself. For the army of America, you will see what it will be left with when the black Africans in there, the black Americans that call themselves, will start getting out of the army and start fighting for their skin and start fighting for their last generation. The torture they went through sailing through this Mediterranean Sea, they will remember that, hey, these people are not just the people we see them to be. These people were actually our backbone that we downplayed. And today, they have realized who they are, and they're going to rise up and fight. As for France, we are ready to take off the light. And when the light goes off, you will see darkness. The darkness. Sorry?
Together is one. Yes, sir. We are one.
Spread out. Too close. Stop.
Together is one. Yes, sir. We are one.
Spread out. Too close. Stop.
Africa unite, cause we're moving right out of Babylon, and we're proving to how our fathers how good and how pleasant it would be before God and man to see the unification of all Rasta man. As it's been said,
But who exactly is Captain Ibrahim Traoré in this context? A revolutionary military figure, or the embodiment of a new wave of African resistance against neocolonial pressure? Among the marchers were students, professionals, diplomats, and community organizers, an intergenerational, multicultural crowd united not by party, but by principle. Their message was loud and clear: Africa's sovereignty must no longer be negotiable. This wasn't just about Burkina Faso, it was a statement for the whole continent. So we must ask, are current African leaders still committed to the vision of a united and independent Africa? Or is it time for a new generation to rise and take the mantle? One of the most compelling voices at the rally came from Romuald Sawadogo, head of the Burkina community in Ghana. He spoke passionately about the community's unwavering support for Captain Traoré, highlighting the struggle against external interference and the right of African nations to determine their own destinies. Yet history shows us a troubling trend. When African nations assert independence, they are often branded as threats to global stability. So we must ask, who controls this narrative? And whose interests does it ultimately serve? Another powerful layer to this march was the participation of the Caribbean diaspora in Ghana. These brothers and sisters, descendants of Africa scattered through the transatlantic slave trade, stood in solidarity with today's struggles. Their testimonies were emotional and urgent. Generations of black leaders, from Patrice Lumumba to Muammar Gaddafi.
They should come and tell us. We don't even want to go into Saddam Hussein. We want to stand with our Gaddafi here.
Yeah.
What did Gaddafi do?
Nothing.
The Americans wake up one day and the same statement they are giving us today, that they want to go to Burkina and go and save Burkina. They came to Libya. And when they went to Libya, today, if you compare Libya then to now, everybody can say their own stories.
Yes.
We are saying this, that enough is enough. Ibrahim Traoré is just being an obedient son of the land. He understands the call of the ancestors and is actually listening to the call of the ancestors within him that they should rise up and save their land. Today, the West should be aware of themselves. This is not just a solidarity walk. This is an awakened call of Africa entirely to remember what we have been denied of for so long. The freedom that we deserve. What is it that is going on in Burkina today that is really pinching France today? That is really piercing the minds of the West today? Is it just about constructing roads? Is it just giving life to the people? Yeah. You told us that we should start building our own continent. And no time ago, Donald Trump, you told us that Africa is a shithole. Yeah. And if a shithole is now cleaning itself, are we calling you? I mean, we are not calling you people to come and help us clean our shithole. We are asking you to stay back and let us fix our own problems. Because we've caused it by allowing you people to always keep on doing what you do to us. Enough is enough. But like Nkrumah said, that they make us feel enemies of ourselves. They tell you that person is better than the other and that person is good than the other. They are using it to clump us together, then they hit among ourselves and we fight. And when we are fighting, they sneak through to come and do what they have to do. This is the time that nobody has to sit back and allow Western media to intimidate them, to wrongfully let them understand what we've been missing for too long. Because now, all these gadgets we are seeing here is actually sending the message. And you need nobody to tell you the truth. You just have to log it in and go and see for yourself. Read for yourself and you see the truth. If you can't even read, nothing. Just log in Ibrahim Traoré. In the last 2 years, and you see the reason why Africa is where it is and why the West is coming back. We'll continue to rise and resist this. And I made this quote and I say this, that is either they accept. It is either they accept the realities of the revolution now, of this generation, or else they wait for the consequence of this revolution. No retrieve, no surrender.
Have been silenced through foreign interventions masked as diplomacy. How long must this cycle continue? How many more leaders must fall before the continent recognizes the cost of division and the power of unity? For the Caribbean community, this was more than a protest, it was personal, ancestral. Their cries reflected centuries of loss, betrayal, and unfulfilled dreams of liberation. Yet their message was one of action. We've seen this before. We will not be silent again. And perhaps this is the moment to finally transform symbolic gestures into strategic alliances. What could Africa truly achieve by forging stronger ties with its global diaspora, not just culturally, but economically, politically, and ideologically? What's even more significant is the increasing visibility of youth in these movements. No longer confined to classrooms or conferences, young Africans are organizing, mobilizing, and demanding change in the public square. They're not asking for permission, they're asserting their place in the continent's future. Do Africa's young people still believe in the dream of continental unity? Or have they been taught that hope is naive, and change is a myth? The mood on the ground in Accra was electric, not only defiant, but optimistic. The people see in Captain Traoré a symbol, not of militarism, but of African resolve. He has become a lightning rod for a broader demand, sovereignty, unapologetically claimed. But symbolism alone cannot dismantle systems. What concrete steps must follow this awakening? What actions will move us from protest to power? It's important to note that this is not about elevating any one leader to sainthood. The movement is bigger than any single figure. It is about defending the right of African nations to pursue self-determination, free from coercion, manipulation, or foreign puppetry. Will today's African leaders listen and align with this call? Or will they fall into the trap of chasing foreign approval over national interest? The Walk with Ibrahim Traoré march in Ghana was not just a moment, it was a movement. It reminded the world that African liberation is not an outdated dream, but an ongoing struggle. From Accra to the Caribbean, the African spirit is rising. And this time, the message is clear: no more silence. No more puppets. No more neocolonialism. The only question now is, will Africa seize this moment? Or will history repeat itself once again? If this report resonated with you, support our work by subscribing to Vox Africa News, liking and sharing this video, and most importantly, joining the conversation. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, respectfully and powerfully. Until next time, stay conscious, stay united, and stay Pan-African.